Hey YouTube, my name is Kathlena and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I share beauty, natural hair, and self-care content. So if that is something that you enjoy watching, please go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel for all of my videos for 2026. So today I'm going to be sharing a full face of sensitive skin makeup, and it's all going to be powder foundation. So if you're someone like me who is allergic to a lot of different things, or you break out very easily, this is the makeup routine for you. I'm going to be sharing pretty much all bareMinerals makeup. I've been wearing bareMinerals since around 2011, so it's been a long time, and I've kind of figured out that I'm allergic to a lot of liquid foundations, tinted moisturizers, and things like that. So I had to learn how to make powder foundation work for me. So I've already prepped my hair and my edges. And so once we finish with the makeup, we're just going to take it off and it's all going to be pulled together. So let's go ahead. I'm going to be looking right into a mirror right here. So if you can see my face is going to be going this way. Let's go ahead and prep the face. And so this is an oldie and it is the bareMinerals Prime Time Foundation Primer. Like I said, I've been using this stuff since 2011. It's still on the market. You can get it in Macy's and Ulta. I don't think Sephora sells it anymore. But it's a very silky primer. It's great for powder foundations, because whenever you do a powder foundation, your skin has to be moisturized properly or it doesn't go on correctly. So let's just prep the skin. And let me get right underneath the corners here. So the face is prepped, and I give it kind of like just a minute, but I am actually wearing, for the last couple of months, I have been wearing the bareMinerals Original Press Foundation. Now, if you're an OG to bareMinerals, you know that they have had their loose foundation around for years, and it's basically, you know, the swirl, the tap, and the buff on the skin. And they have put it now in a pressed compact. And so I've been loving that. And so this is the color that I wear. I wear the shade Warm Deep. It's number 27. And I wear it year round. I've tried to go like a deeper color during the summertime, but it doesn't really work for me. And I literally have an old school seamless buffing brush from bareMinerals. They don't even make this brush anymore. You have to get it maybe like on eBay or Poshmark. But we're just going to go in. We're just going to pretty much just kind of tap it into our foundation. And then as you can see, I have acne here and I have some here. And it's going to cover. So just watch as the magic kind of unfolds. So we're going to go in here. And I just kind of start dragging it. And you know, they had a claim back in the day that you can literally sleep in this foundation. And I've been wearing it for years and it never breaks me out. I'm looking down here just so I can get a little bit more coverage. And let's turn here so you can see my dark marks. And you can see how the powder foundation actually covers those dark marks. But you actually have to go in and layer in order to get the type of coverage that you want. And I just drag. And I'm actually on the hunt for another foundation brush from bareMinerals because I really don't like to use this with the compact. I prefer the powder foundation. And I'm not a full coverage girly. Like, I don't need full coverage. Yeah, I don't need it. I feel like sometimes I just kind of want my natural flaws to kind of peek through my foundation, because I never want to be like, look a certain way on camera and then you see me in person and I don't look that way. So it's okay if I do not look completely and fully covered with my foundation. I'm okay with it. We're gonna go, all right. So that is the first layer of foundation that I used. And it's gonna get better. You just have to be very patient and work with the powder foundation that you have. I'm gonna go in here with the bareMinerals Brow Master sculpting pencil, and this is for the eyebrows. And the first thing I do is I go and I brush them up. And I have very thick brows. I grew up my brows probably around 2010 or 2011, and I actually stopped getting them waxed as well. I go in and I pluck strategic hairs here and up here just to keep them thick, because I felt like every time I was going to let someone wax them, they were just taking too much hair off. So this is how I wear my brows. So I'm gonna look in the mirror down here, but we go in with the Brow Master. And I don't know if they make this pencil as well either. But like I said, it works for me. And then we're gonna go in on the other one. So there we have it. There is the brow. Yeah, I always like to do my brows after my foundation because I want to do my concealer next. And when I show you how I'm going to do it, you'll understand why I do my brows right after I do my foundation. Now we're going to go in with the bareMinerals Bare Skin. They don't make this anymore either. They're over on something new, but I've had this for a long time. And as you can see, I've had it so long, I literally broke off the doe foot, but I'm still gonna use it. So let's go in with the concealer. And I usually put like 3 little drops here. I put maybe 3 or 4 dots above or under the eyebrow. I put a couple of dots here. Then I go in back on my nose and I put some concealer there and then a little bit on my chin. And we're actually gonna let that dry. I like my concealer not to be super liquidy. Once I blend it out, I like it to kind of be a little stiff, a little dry. So if you like that method, I'm telling you, it works really, really well. And I've only started doing that within the last year, kind of like letting it dry down instead of going right into blending. So here we are, we're about to start blending. I'm gonna be looking down. So I'm gonna take my hourglass brush, and it's dry, so it's not moving like a lot. And that's what I like. I don't want my concealer out here. I actually just want it to stay in pretty much one place. And then we're gonna go over here, another, and we're just gonna blend that out with the concealer brush. Then I go underneath my eye and just like in a small sweeping motion, just to add a little bit of highlight underneath the brow to open up the eye. And I don't want that concealer to really travel. I want it to stay in one space to kind of just like open up the eye. So there we are. And then, hold on. Oh, and I do have a sponge. I'm just gonna come back in here and blend. And then also we're gonna blend this out up here. And this is my everyday makeup routine. And then we're gonna come down here. And I really don't like concealer that's actually the same color as my skin. I want something that's gonna highlight. So I like a highlighting concealer. And then we just come back here with the nose. And let me see, a little bit more underneath here. Okay, so now I like that. Okay, so now we're going to set what we already did. We're going to go back in here with the bareMinerals Original Mineral Veil in the pressed. This has been around for a long time as well. They have it in the loose, but I have it in the pressed. And as you can see, I use a lot of it. And I actually need to go get, I need to buy another one because I feel like once you hit pan, it starts cracking easy. And once you crack it, sometimes you just can't fix it. So we're just going to go back and we're going to set with the blooming brush from bareMinerals as well. And we're going to set underneath the eye. And this is actually a, blush brush that I use to set my foundation. Okay. And then we're going to set that concealer on the forehead. We're going to set that concealer on the forehead. And if you hear some noises in the back, I have a house full because everybody's snowing in. No work, no school. So just to let you guys know. So now we have a full face. And I do try to take a little bit and set on the eyes, because we do want to set that concealer. Okay. So this is one of my favorite parts. And I actually just recently started doing this. I hadn't been doing it for years until I felt like my face, needed like more dimension. Like it was something off with it. So I have been contouring my face. I use the bareMinerals Original Foundation in the shade Deepest Deep. And it is a deep brown chocolate. It's so pretty. And initially I bought it because I thought this was my shade and it didn't work. And so I've been using it as a concealer. Okay. So now we're going to just suck in and right under that jawbone. We're going to hit that concealer. I mean that contour. Put my hair back. And then I'm going to go up here. And I feel like I want my contour to be very, like it doesn't stand out. It's very subtle, if that makes sense. I want it to be subtle. Okay, so that's enough contour, sorry. And we're gonna go in with like a fluffy eyeshadow brush. And now we're going to go on the sides of the nose. We're gonna contour that. So there we have that. Okay, so now we're actually finished with the face. I know it seems quick, but this is exactly how I do my face. Now we're going to get to the eyes, which is one of my favorite parts. We're going to go in with the Fenty Beauty. This is a lip liner. It's a black lip liner. And we're going to go up here. We're going to tight line the eye, the eyelid, just to make it look like my eyelashes are thicker once I apply my mascara. So we're going that to tight line. All right, so there we have it with that. And then I'm going to actually go in with the Shiseido eyelash curler, which I really, really love. I got this maybe like 6 months ago, and I love it. It's one of the best eyelash curlers I've ever had. Just gonna go back in there and get those eyelashes really, really good. And this is gonna be actually very simple. And we're gonna get that eyelash really good. Oh, that's a good one. And then we're going to get this eyelash. And all right, there we go. And you know, as I'm sitting here, I think I might want to do a little bit of eyeshadow. My eyes look a little bit bare. So I'm actually going to go in with the House Labs. This is the House Labs bronzer in Cacao Spice. It's their deepest one, and it's so pretty. You're going to love it once you see it. Look how pretty that is. It's so pretty. So let's just go in there and just put a little bit of this on the eye. And the other eye. All right, there we go. All right, I'm gonna put a little bit more. Just take a big fluffy brush. You can actually bring it down if you wanna get the nose like a little bit deeper. And there we have it with the eyes. I've been using this Essence Lash Princess. It's a false lash effect mascara. And I want to try another one. I've been thinking about trying the Hourglass one. It's one, I don't know if it's the Caution one, but it's another one that actually washes off very, very good. So I want to try that one. And we're going to go back in. And I don't wear lashes. I've never worn fake lashes. And so super close, but we're getting those eyelashes. And so I have to be very careful with the face products. So I do use a couple of other products from other brands, but for the face, I always use bareMinerals because I just break out. I break out like right here and right here. And once I started understanding that I just have sensitive skin and it's just something I'm going to have to be cautious about, then, you know, my face started cooperating. This is a very good mascara. And so there we go. Yeah, I like that. A little bit on the bottom ones. And we're going to start putting the finishing touches on the face. And I'm going to show you how it's all going to come together. So now we've done the eyes. Now let's get to the cheeks. Now the cheeks bring the whole face together. The cheeks is what, you know, makes everything just feel like so warm and so pretty. So I'm actually going to go back in here with my bareMinerals Blooming Brush. It's just an angled blush brush, but it's also very dense and it's very compact. Like these are tight together. I have another one by e.l.f. It's an angled blush brush, but it's not as tight as the bareMinerals one. And I just like this, and it's so multi-purposeful. I can use it for everything. So let's go back in with the bareMinerals. This is a Gin Nude Blush in Tropical Orchard. It came out in a collection years ago. You cannot find this blush anymore. It's so pretty. I got it on eBay. So yes, so don't think you can find this, but if you have something similar to this, yeah. So let's go back in and we're gonna put that blush on the top of the cheekbone, like above that contour. And I used to be the type of person that would smile and put the blush like on the apples of the cheeks. I don't do that anymore. I try to bring everything up as I get older. Like we just want to bring everything up. And so that's the look that I'm going for. And just like a pretty pink. Start the nose a little bit. And there we have it like that. So next, now this is a product, like I said, they don't sell it anymore. You have to get it on eBay or Poshmark or something like this. This really brings the face together as well. This is a highlighting palette by bareMinerals. They don't sell it anymore. If you go on eBay and you try to find this, it's going to be between $70 and $100 because it was so popular at the time. But it's their crystalline palette. And these are baked bronzers and highlighters. And I feel like baked bronzers and highlighters look so much better than the actual press ones because they just glide on your face a little bit more silkier. And so, yeah, I've been wearing this for years. I think I probably got this in maybe 2016, maybe 20, somewhere in that era. But I've had this for a long time, and I have a small dent here and like a small dent here. But this is an amazing palette. So I do take the gold and just put it on my finger right here. And then I just slide it down my nose. And then I actually take my Hourglass, this is like a highlighting brush. And I just dip it in here and then dip it in here. And then I go back above my cheeks. And it just brings warmth to the face. You look highlighted without looking super glittery, if that makes sense. I don't want to look super glittery. Right. Okay, so we're almost finished. And one of the last things I do is I use the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. And this just makes the brows look a little bit more natural. And everything's going to come together here in a minute. I use bareMinerals for everything. For a date night, for an event. And it just, the way to change it up is just to change the eyes. So you want a daytime eye, you want a nighttime eye. That's how I change it up. So we're finished with that. Okay. All right, I'm already liking how it's looking. All right, now let's get a lip. And for the lip, I don't even think I have it. I think it's in my purse. So let's go for a beautiful gloss. I think because it is winter time, let's use, this is by Juvia's Place. Yeah, Juvia's Place. It's in the color Maro. If I'm spelling it, it's M-E-R-O-E, Maro, Maro. So it's a beautiful, like burgundy brown, if that makes sense. And let's just put it on here. Very pretty. Very, very pretty. And I'm actually going to go back with that Gin Nude blush in Tropical Orchard. And we're going to put a little bit more blush on. I kind of want the cheeks to pop. Yeah. I want the cheeks to pop. So there we have that. All right. And we're going to do the big reveal here with the hair and the makeup and the earrings. We're going to put on some earrings. And see how this looks come together. And I've wanted to wear liquid foundation so much over the years, but it just doesn't work. And so I've had to make this work for myself. So powder foundation really works for me. And so we just go back with that foundation. Just put a little bit where it was. A little bit over the mouth. Sometimes I run a little bit darker around the mouth. So I have to make sure I have all that together. So this is the finished look that I did with all powder foundation from bareMinerals. And I wear this year round. It doesn't matter. And to me, it looks just as good as if I use a liquid foundation. And I think it's good too with the liquid concealer that I have. It kind of, you know, stops it from being so powdery. But this is the final look. And I love it. I think it looks so good. Comment below if you use powder foundations as well. I know MAC has a lot of powder foundations people have been using for years. So if that's something that you're like, yeah, sis, powder foundation is what's up. So this is the finished look. I love it. And I hope you guys are being safe today. I hope everyone is shooting good content and you're getting some content up while you're stuck in the house. So yeah, so this is the final look. So I hope that you love it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.